Hello everybody, my name is CrossTheGalaxy, better known as Cross. Thanks for tuning in today. Got an episode of Dwarf Fortress for you. Now, sorry about the lateness of this. The plan is not to release these at this late of an hour, but as you can see in the bottom right, I just got home from work. I'm pretty busy today, so excuse that. Tomorrow be released at a more normal time. All right. So what were we doing before? Looks like we just finished setting up our room. So that's nice. Get everybody nice and situated real quick. Sure we don't have any unhappy dwarves. Because the last thing you need, or the last thing you want, is just, oh God, what are they even called at this point? There's a name for them, I swear, and I'll remember it in a second. But, the mysterious moods. Those are not fun to have, especially when they seem to always request some strange and mysterious material like bone, or I know bone's not that mysterious, but for a fortress who does not hunt, bone can be pretty strange to find, or something else like like a shell or something. Those are always the worst, because you're about to have a raving dwarf go mad in the halls of your fortress. Okay. So what we have so far, we have a crappy little gate, a little bunkhouse that's also crappy, and we have a nice little hallway with some rooms on the side. What we're going to do next is we're going to do a dining and cooking room. Now what I like to do with this is I like to make it so no matter where it's located, so it's more of a central location. You'll see what I mean. So you don't need to go down this single staircase, especially since this is located on the left side of the map. When I have rooms going out like that, it's going to take the dwarves a long time to make this run backwards. So, having a dining room that's located around this area and is easy to get down by a set of staircases, I think that's the better way to go about things. So, first, let's see, just to make things even so I don't want to go mad, because the last thing you want, months into your fortress, or God forbid, a year into making your fortress, and you'll notice how it's uneven. That'll drive a man mad. Drive a man absolutely bonkers. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I think this part is going to be the cooking area. Actually, let me think about something real quick. Let me have a nice little thought. We're thinking about the best way, the most efficient way to make things here. Yeah, this'll work. This'll work. Don't need to get overly complicated. This isn't the highest tier Dwarf Fortress player you got. The Dwarf Fortress player around, Just one who's looking to have a good time and get back into the game. Maybe teach some people some things along the way. So, we're still going to do a hallway. I know you may be asking, why just another hallway? Why not just make the rooms? Like I said, we want to make it so everything's located in a central area, just easier to get to. And what would have been easier is if I made this staircase in a more central location. But instead, since it's located on this side of the map, improvise a little bit. Just gotta make things a little different. Okay. Got anything strange coming in? No, we do not. So I'm actually gonna change our fisher dwarves off. I'm gonna change one off fishing, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to change him on plant gathering. Because unlike a lot of Dwarf Fortress players, I like, oh God, what is it? So designate, gather plants. So unlike a lot of Dwarf Fortress players, I enjoy making above ground farms. I think they're a lot easier to sustain yourself on. I mean, it's also pretty difficult. In a siege it can be difficult, but at the start, having a nice little cornfield, or got like snow beet field or something up above ground, it's always a nice add-on to your fish or your plump helmets, which take forever to grow and that sort of thing. So a nice good start so far. So still nothing that could really threaten our dwarves or our stockpiles. Generally, I found that the more savage an area you go to, savagery is like it's a stat that can be increased or decreased in the world creation. But certain parts of the world are more savage than others. It tends to mean there's more strange creatures and creatures that are prone to stealing things and doing damage. It makes sense, right? But I don't seem to recall what the savagery of this area is, but it's looking pretty calm. It's not looking as calm as one of those blessed areas, but not bad at all. And hey, look, some more native gold. We're gonna be one heck of a rich fortress, man. All these gold bars. Gonna have iron armor, maybe steel, if I can remember how to make that. It's an alloy of some kind of pig iron, I believe, and something else. It's been a while. Okay. Let me plan out something here. So note how I'm not actually connecting it. Right? This is an easy way to plan if you don't have any intentions of actually needing the people to dig it yet, just for down the line. You could also, if you wanted, just do something like this. Whenever they have free space, put 7 here. Just something they can do at a later point. But until then, let's plan out a little bit of what our future fortress will look like. Oh, is this even? No, it's not even close to even, is it? How wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's nice. And then we need to see how wide this is. There we go. Now we know how wide everything needs to be. And we need one here. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. I'm thinking. Doing the part of Dwarf Fortress that, everybody's used to doing, every person who's played this before. It's a lot of planning, a lot of thinking. Oh, just one too wide. Okay, there we go. Excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna make a bit of like a central hallway here. But before we do that, a central hallway, so rather than having a different floor for the kitchen, I'll probably just put it right here. And I'll have it so like the stockpiles on this floor and the food's on this floor. Oh wait, no, shoot. We'll do it as we go. We'll do a little. We'll think on it as we go. So what I'm doing here is making sure that there's enough room for like an even amount of rooms. I'm not talking about like 10 rooms. I'm talking about to make sure we won't have one room that's smaller than the other. It won't drive me crazy down the line. See, glad I did that, because that too wide. Having a too wide thing right there, oh god. I can't explain how crazy that'd make me. I used to play a lot of Dwarf Fortress when I was younger. I talked about this earlier, but I used to do it a lot with a friend. This isn't a multiplayer game, you can't play it multiplayer. But we used to go over to each other's houses and play Dwarf Fortress. And I used to not mind a too wide wall until he would get so mad at me for my entire fortress just being made of too wide walls. So it's stuck with me since then. Now it drives me a little crazy. Oh, what did I do? There we go. I seem to have hit. I see what I did. I didn't remember that. So if you hit caps lock, If I hit B without caps lock, it pulls up the building screen. If I hit caps lock, I'm not holding it down, mind you, and then hit B, it doesn't work. I'm assuming that's yeah, it's just what you'd think. It just means instead of having to hold down shift, you can just hit that instead. It's a nice little thing they put in. A lot of games don't do stuff like that. Okay, let's do this too. Let's plan this as well. So I will say though, this is a little different than how I usually design my bases. But I think that's a good thing to do. Making the same base over and over again, although, you know, if it's your first time succeeding in making a fortress, you know, you can pull off little bits and pieces from it, obviously. But doing the same thing over and over again gets pretty boring pretty quickly. You don't really learn anything. You don't learn anything about the game at all by just, you know, making the same exact looking fort every time. And furthermore, why would you make the same fort? There's different circumstances, you know. I mean, if you died in it, why would you even want to live in a fortress that failed you before, you know? So one thing I'm going to want to do at some point during this fortress is mess with pipes and lava. I've seen a lot of videos about stuff like that. I don't know, for some of you newer Dwarf Fortress players or people who've never played it before, I would recommend heavily recommend reading the story of Boat Murdered. Awesome story. But somewhere along that story, there's a situation where the dwarves of Boat Murdered, what a name of a fortress though, am I right? They let loose a horde, that's not the right word, a swarm of lava that engulfs all the invaders who were assaulting it. It's a pretty cool little thing. I don't know if, I'm sure those sorts of things are going on still, where people trade off playing once a year and then write a story about it. But I haven't kept up with it, so who knows. Okay, now let's not make it too big. He says as he makes it pretty gigantic, because we don't want it to fall, you know, fall apart essentially. Okay, so and how wide is, so once again it's 6, you ding dong. Let's do the boring math. Not 3, 3, 3. Once again, the struggles you have to make everything even. So the reason why you want these big dining halls, because as you can see, the dwarves at the moment, they seem fine without it, right? 5, 6, still too small. They're not, the fortress isn't falling apart. Not everything is going to hell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna want boom, boom. But just like everything else in this game, there are long-term effects for not doing things properly. 1, 2, okay. See, and here's another thing, by the way, unrelated. But I always feel like the side tunnels are way wider than the down ones. Like, are we? This does not look like 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is, but this is also 6 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's got to be like an optical illusion or something, right? Something crazy. Okay, sorry. That was pretty random, but it's also something that kind of triggered me really quickly. But yeah, just like everything else in this game, if you don't do it right, your fortress isn't going to be as successful. At least that's the story behind it. That's what everybody says, or at least what I was told. Just like any other game, there seems to be a lot of mythology behind Dwarf Fortress. You know, a lot of stories, a lot of old information. Like, I was told when I was starting that you didn't want to fish because the carps would kill you. Yeah, the carps. I think it was the carps. It was some other fish. But back in the day, back in old Dwarf Fortress, fish would be so hot. Some fish would be so hostile they could jump out of the water and kill your dwarves. Not anymore. You don't get carps jumping out and just 1v1 in your dwarves, making them dodge into a river and die. That's the story behind it. But yeah, there's a lot of mythology like that. I was led to believe it existed far longer than it did. I only got into to actually fishing long after I had discovered how to make a fortress survive. Those were the early days. Not the early days of Dwarf Fortress, because Dwarf Fortress has been chugging along for a long time. I actually, if you're interested in watching some older content about Dwarf Fortress, I think I learned about it from Revocane. He's a YouTuber. And I'm not sure if Jeff Major did it. I have this feeling in my head that one of Jeff Major did it. Neither of them upload anymore, but I know for sure that Revocane did it at some point. So if you got some interest in some older content about Dwarf Fortress, you know, just to relax and listen to the music too, and I don't know, have a good time, recommend watching them as well. Now, I'm not saying abandon me, but you know, they've got a lot of old content out there, so make use of it. Okay, so what we're doing here is, even though we've designed this, I mean, this isn't finished design yet, it's just a wide open room, right? But we're gonna do a little more work with it. We're also just gonna design these other rooms really quick because, you know, migrant waves do come. You're not gonna forever be a fortress of 7 dwarves, because that would be not very good. You wouldn't be able to get anything done, and it seems that's like the gist of the Hobbit movie, isn't it? After they retake whatever it's called, the fortress. Here we go. But yeah, eventually you'll get a swarm of migrants. Probably my least favorite part of playing Dwarf Fortress is retasking all the migrants to the useful labors. And then you have to make sure everything's ready for them. What we're going to want to do here. Make sure everything's even still. Boom. Boom. 1 over. No, I was right. Boom. Boom. Oh, it somehow turned out perfect. I love it. I love it. So, okay. This is going to be the staircase that leads upwards into the cooking area. So we're going to redraw this a little bit because we want that. It's a lot of doors, I agree, but they're going to be coming in from every direction, so just a good idea. Also, we're only going to do downstairs because we do not want any dwarves to be heading up, because there's nothing there yet, but we might do something military related there in the future. Whoops, not what I meant to do. There we go. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look nice? There's something, this is probably a distinctly American outlook, but there's something nice about nice, clean, orderly subdivisions. If you've ever seen an American city from overhead, it's the reason I say it's American. As you can see how the roads are all designed to be squares. If you look at like LA is a perfect example, or New York, how everything is just a square. And you compare it to a place like London or some of the older cities in Europe where it's just a sprawl. You know what I mean? There's reasons behind it, and I know, but it's a distinctly American thing, I feel. And probably, you know what? I take that back. It's probably also a Chinese thing, because they're sort of a newly's not the right word, but recently expanding power, sort of like we are, or we were when we were designing all those massive cities, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's see how everything's looking at the moment. Once again, we've got no issues. That's the thing with these calm maps, is the start of the game is insanely chill. You ain't got no worries, ain't got nothing going on. Just have a little bit of a good time. Let's do upstairs here. And just try to make it so your fortress doesn't fall apart in like a month. That's the goal. Now let's try to design this the exact same way so we don't go mad. Is that right? Yes, sir. No, it's not. This isn't even, is it? I'm glad I caught that. that would have driven me mad. Just a needless. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Easy. So we got this little room planned out. And then this is going to be where we cook everything. So at the moment, we don't need much of any cookery stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But in the future, like I said, everything's preparing for the future, man. I'm going to say that a lot. You might get bored of it, but it's true, okay? So, yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to, rather than counting everything out, I'm just going to shift, arrow, click up once. And that's going to be, this is going to be our cooking room. Okay, and after they're done with the 4s, we're going to have them go like that. Here's all the 5s. Is that S? What does that mean? Designate all automatic. What? Oh my god, I didn't even see this. Okay. So you see how in the top right, I'm on mining. You can do standard marker only. You can designate. You can only mine ore gems. When they add that? You can. Oh my. What? Dwarf Fortress has added more and more every time I play it, man. This is insane. Oh, another thing. I'm seeing these purple Z's scattered about. These are skinks. Not just skinks, but also these darn dragonflies that our cats have killed. We don't want them sitting around stinking up the place, especially inside. If they're left around inside, any corpse... Actually, I don't know if insects will, but corpses and the like will do... they'll generate miasma, which is... in the real world is like bad air. That's what that means, right? But in the Dwarf Fortress, it has pretty negative effects. So you always want to get a garbage... What is it called? What is it called? Oh, Lord. Is it I? No, it's P. Refuse. There we go. It's not under garbage pit like I thought it was. It's under storage refuse. There we go. So our cats are keeping things from getting in our food, but we also got to make sure all that crap isn't just left lying around our fortress. I mean, first of all, because it looks horrible, right? Who would want to have that just skink remains and dead dragonflies? Right, I'll admit, the dead dragonflies isn't that big a deal, but skink remains just scattered across your dwarven fortress, especially because you don't have lights. These guys are just digging in the dark, man. They could just step on some dead skink somewhere. And that's the last thing you want. Early in the morning, long day of mining or crafting or something ahead of you. True full of skink. Alright. Let this mining go a little bit. So you see, did you see this blinking arrow? Let's see what this means. It means he's eating or annoyed. It means he's annoyed. So you look up here. He was annoyed after being caught in the rain. That's something we can sort of fix. Frustrated after getting into an argument. Nothing we can really fix. He was annoyed after having a drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug. Easily fixable. He was annoyed dwelling upon having... Okay, so he's really mad about not being able to drink out of a goblet. He's mad about drinking out of a keg. What a dwarf, man. What a complainer. All right, let's see. Can we make... No, we cannot make those here. What we'd have to do is get a crafting station, a rock crafters. Wow, I remember that too. So what I just did there is BWR. We're actually going to wait a little bit to do that, but that's how most people make their money, especially newer players, by mass producing out, rock crafts from the craftsmen's. Okay, so almost done with this. Then after that, we have so far got the cookery stations. Cookery and brewery. So the top side, I just pointed with my hand. Up here is going to be the cooking. More than enough room. Down here is going to be the brewery, which is an insane amount of room too. So what we should do, if we want to be extremely organized, what we could do is organize what types of food we want made into like liquor down here, what food we want to make into food up here. Which is a lot. And then, some migrants. Let's go. This is what we need. Okay, we got a competent spear dwarf. Nice down the line right now. Does he have a weapon on him? If he has a weapon on him, we'll give him it. No. Okay, unimportant. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting V, G, Z. Oh, he's got kills. 5 goblins and this man's a savage, dude. He's a killer. You know what? Wow, he's one-track mind. I was out in the rain. I'm quite exasperated. He's exasperated when calling the rain. We're going to make, even though this means literally nothing at the moment, we're not going to actually. I don't want to mess with it. Eventually. What are you good at? Huh? Oh, God, how do I do this? Oh, Lord. Labor. Enter. Am I not allowed to view job? Let's check something. Let's go with one of my current dwarves. Oh no. How do? I've forgotten. It's been too long. We'll get back to it, I think. Let's design this. What I was planning on designing here, which was we're going to make actually, let me think. Sorry. You know what? I'm going to end the video here. Sorry about the long pauses, but there's been a lot of thinking I've had to do to make sure this fortress runs properly. I'm going to have a think about a few things, and I'll start on the next video. All right. Thanks for watching. I've been CrossTheGalaxy, better known as Cross. Hopefully you enjoyed the comment. If you do, leave me a like. A comment, too. That'd be nice. Because I'll be posting one of these every day until the fortress fails. So, you know what? Oh, God, I just realized what this looks like. Sorry. But look. It looks like a hammer. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching.